Hey guys, it's V2 Vengeance, and today I will be reviewing the Russian Tier 6 light tank, the MT-25. So, in one sentence, how would I describe this tank? Well, very fast light tank. It has pretty bad camo, and basically it's a support tank, so you can play it as an active scout because it's very fast. You can't really play it as a passive scout, so this is basically it. So right now I will be going through the stats of the tank, and if you guys want to jump straight to the gameplay, just press on the annotation that will be appearing right now. And if you want to see the stats and it's a little bit of comparison, let's stick with me through the garage review. So let's get straight to the stats. It has 1570 health points, it weighs 26 tons, and it has a very good engine power of 700 horsepower, which allows it to get to a top speed of 72 kilometers per hour and a 48-degree reverse speed. Basically, with this kind of speed and maneuverability, it's one of the most mobile tanks, one of the most mobile light tanks at tier 6, and it has the best power to weight ratio for all the tier 6 light tanks. So it climbs hills the fastest, it has a very good top speed. So as far as speed and maneuverability go, it's very good. It's not really as quick as the T50-2 used to be, but still it's a good tank as far as mobility goes. Hull armor 45-40-40, turret armor 45-45-45. You are almost never going to get any bounces, sometimes very lucky bounces from lower caliber guns, but that's about it. You can't really expect anything more from a light tank. So it has also a turret reverse of 48 degrees. It has not the best view range, it hasn't got a very good view range. It's okay, but it could have been better, like how it is on an American tanks. It is on this tank only 370 meters. The signal range is good, 730 meters. So as I was saying, you can't really do passive scouting with this tank as the camouflage ratio is not incredibly good. Active scouting is the way to go. So now we're going to get to the gun. Now, even though light tanks are all about the speed and maneuverability and spotting tanks and being the eyes and ears of your team, this tank can also dish some damage on its own, and it is thanks to this 57mm ZIS-4 25 rate of fire, very good rate of fire. It allows it to have almost 2200 damage per minute. It's the best after the T-21. Actually no, it has a better rate of fire, better damage per minute, about slightly worse than the 5916. Yeah, only the 5916 has a better rate of fire. The other tanks that, and I'm not talking about the autoloader, I'm talking about the normal clip, and also the T-21 for example from the Americans, or the M24, they don't have an as good damage per minute as this tank. The penetration is really the only thing that this gun is lacking. 112. With APCR it's okay, 190, but the normal 112 means that you will be most likely not able to penetrate most of your targets frontally. You'll need to go around, but when you're going to go around, you will have enough penetration for most tier 7 and 8 tanks. Against tier 9s you will need premium in order to penetrate them in the side and rear. The damage is 85, 85, 95. It's an okay-ish damage. Really, this gun is all about the rate of fire. The accuracy is pretty good, 0.34. Aiming time is alright, so you're going to see that at long ranges is not really a problem. Sometimes dealing damage, well, you're going to need the APCR at longer ranges because armor piercing loses penetration with distance, and when from the start you have a bad penetration, you won't really be able to do much at longer ranges. And after all, it's a light tank, and you're not supposed to snipe it, you're supposed to get in there and fight. This is exactly how this tank is. This tank is a get in there and fight. You are not supposed just, well, by this I don't mean you should rush forward and die. You're supposed to wait for your allies, and when an ally is fighting with an enemy, or you think you can outplay an enemy tank, this is when you need to go in. Because that damage per minute for example, when two allied heavy tanks, when one allied heavy tank is fighting with an enemy heavy tank, and you go in and you put round after round into the back of the enemy heavy tank, you're going to make a very big difference into that fight. Even when it's a 2v1, if you can manage so that the enemies don't shoot at you and they only shoot at the ally, you can actually win, because as I said, this tank has 2200 damage per minute, which is pretty good. So those have been the stats. Let's go very quickly through the equipment. I made this tank as initially I thought I was going to play it more passively, because why I bought this, I didn't have any light tanks and I needed a tank for some missions, and guess what, I didn't manage to do those missions because they were about passive scouting. So as I said, this tank is not really good about passive scouting, but when I start going in and dishing out the damage, it's actually pretty good. So from my equipment, I would recommend you the improved ventilation, because it's very cheap on those tanks. It's 50,000, I think, only 50,000. And other than that, you can go as a passive scout, but you're not going to have as much success as other light tanks. So it is doable, but not as much. So if you want to go with the aggressive player, you're going to need the light spall liner, just in case artillery you're getting splashed, or people are shooting HE at you because they think you're a light tank. And yep, that 40mm armor overall means that if you are angled even a little bit, most of the HE shells are not really going to do much to you. And probably some enhanced torsion bars, because even though this tank has very good terrain resistance, you are going to have some chances of sliding and maybe ripping off your tracks. So you can go, and also the toolbox, because the toolbox is useful overall, but you should really not wait for your tracks to be repaired. You really need to be very quick, and because it's a light tank after all. So those are the equipment. As far as consumables go, small repair kit, small first aid kit, and Lend-Lease oil, because 5% to 400 to 700 horsepower means extra 35 horsepower, which is the difference. Because of the bad camouflage, you can go with camouflage skills, which are going to improve your camouflage bonus a lot, and you will be able to do passive spotting pretty well if you go for that. And Brothers in Arms is a no-brainer for absolutely any tank in the game. So this has been it about the stats. Let's see some gameplay. Alright, so in this battle I am platooned with Stalker Radu and Sergio Gabi, two of my friends. And this is a tier 8 battle. This is not the best gameplay that you can, not the best matchmaker that you can expect, but it's not the worst either. So the best matchmaker that you can expect is top tier, as a tier 7, and the worst you can see is tier 9. And as I said, against tier 9s you're not going to be able to do much, even to their sides. You need to go with APCR rounds. As you can see, I have 25 APCR rounds. But I'm not going to use much of these, as you're going to see. So first I'm taking a position here. I want to spot any tanks that are going to go there. I notice that there is an ISU 152 in position. As you can see, I spot a tank, and the ISU finishes him off immediately. Now why I was going as a passive spotter, as I said, I'm still trying to do those missions. So I managed to do my first 610 spotting damage there, because actually I was the one who spotted this tank. Those guys were a little bit backwards at the time he was spotted and he died. And as you can see, he was very close to me, but he didn't see me. And I will be waiting a little bit here more. I'm waiting for my allies to push forward so that they will be the ones spotting it, not me. And as soon as I see that T-54 is reaching this position around here, there he is, you're going to see that I'm gonna start moving up. Now this is where, as you can see, very quick acceleration, 30-40 kilometers per hour, very quickly. The MT-25, amongst other things, as I said, it's very fast, but due to its gun, you're going to see that I'm going to rape this Chaffee here. So I put the first shot, very quick reloading, second shot, and it has, as you can see, very good accuracy for a short range. This guy, I don't know what he's doing, and boom, As you can see, due to the damage per minute, I was able to finish him off very quickly. So when you're fighting against other light tanks, you are going to be an advantage when you're playing the MT-25. Also, it's a heavier light tank than other light tanks, so sometimes you'll be able to pull off rams, but not always, as you're going to see. So right now there is Sergio was having some trouble with this T-28 prototype, so I'm jumping in to help him. He also shoots him. Now this guy is a one shot, and boom, see ya, second kill. As you could see there, the damage per minute helped me deal with that guy very easily. The penetration was good enough to penetrate his sides and rear. And now, as I said, I needed to make some more spotting damage, so my bino is up. I immediately spot this guy as soon as my bino is up, and I was hoping some of my allies were going to do damage to him, because if they did damage to him, I would have reached the 1000 spotting damage required for part of this mission. So he's backing off. Come on, somebody shoot him. And as you're going to see, while I'm sitting here, the enemies are actually going through the left flank, and they are right now in our base. I can see that this Jack Panzer IV is moving forward, so I'm waiting for him to get out of my spot where he can see me, and now I'm starting to move afterwards him, because tank destroyers, as you're going to see, no matter how fast they are turning, this tank is going to be good enough in close range to go around them. Put one shot into him, second shot, and he dies, and I managed to shoot the ally once, which was pretty unfortunate. So sorry, no mercy there for hitting you. Now it's 11-6, the score is looking very well for us. There are only 4 enemy tanks, but all of those enemy tanks are in the base, so I need to make some very quick decapping here. Now I was hoping, as you can see, I switched to APCR because I only wanted to hit the T-34 once in order to decap, but as you can see, I wasn't really able to penetrate the side of his turret with my APCR, which shows that, as I said, at longer ranges this gun isn't really very good. But right now I'm jumping in. I want to put one shot into the Yak Tiger, as you can see, and look at this, how I'm going to outplay the C-25. First of all, I'm going to ram him, because at first I didn't realize, I thought he was very light, but as you can see, very easily I was able to just accelerate and get near him, and this guy just got wrecked. Set him on fire and he's dead. And there is the Yak Tiger, and I'm just behind all those tanks. This is almost 3 damage. The Yak Tiger dies, and in a very quick succession I managed to finish off 3 tanks. There is a Love. Look at this rate of fire. Boom. 89 health. I bounce, and boom, I still managed to kill him. And there is a T-34, and I didn't really manage to kill that guy as well. It would have been 5 kills, but still it has been a very good game, and I managed to showcase exactly what this tank is good at when the enemy is not expecting, rush in and deal that damage to their sides and rear, hoping for some engine fires, because as you could see, no matter how fast the tank destroyer is, you could see, everybody knows how fast the E-25 is. I was able to accelerate near him in less than a second and get behind him, and he had absolutely no chance of evading me. So this has been my gameplay, and let's see some post-game stats. So this has been without a premium account. As you can see, I'm a poor bastard right now. 30,000 credits, and the experience is the main thing here. 1326 base experience, which is pretty good. Mastery Badge, Ace Tanker, Far for Effect, Fighter, Arsonist, Bruiser, and Defender. And I did manage to score the most damage in the team in a tier 8 game, which has been pretty nice, 2350. And let's see, experience, also the best, 1325 base experience, 36 shots fired, 32 hit the target, managed to spot here about 800, and yep, it was a pretty good game, and I managed to showcase the speed of this tank and the amount of damage that it can do. But now let's see somebody else play this little beast of a tank. So we've got Mihak here in his MT-25. It's a Himmelsdorf battle, and we're going to see what he can do with this little tank. Now the reason why I don't have a premium account right now is because I'm trying to keep the money that I get from YouTube and I want to buy a new microphone. This is what I'm right now taking money for. So I'm trying to get the microphone, and I can't really take the microphone and the premium account at the same time. So enough with that, let's get to the gameplay. You could see that even though this was a pretty small portion of the map, you could see exactly how quick he was able to climb it. He's waiting for a tank. He sees the VK-281. He's not staying to fight here. He sees that there are really a lot of allied tanks going up. There are some heavy tanks here going, but as you're going to see, he's going to be right about it, and there will be a lot more enemy tanks on the hill than allied tanks. So he's going down. You can see how the tank slided there due to the high speed, and how the tracks are very I forgot how the term was. They're pretty flat. Yeah, the tracks are pretty flat. So he's rushing in on this side of the map, and he wants to assist his allies into doing some damage, because this is what this tank does. He's going in. He loses some damage there by actually accidentally ramming his allies. Now he's going in for this T-34-85. As you can see, this tank has absolutely no problem turning those tight corners at high speed. There is the T-34-85. He's avoiding the tank, and I don't know what this T-34 is doing, but it looks like he's just trying to run away here. Nevertheless, this gun is good enough to hit on the move, and as you can see, I think he has the same loadout as I do. He has binocular telescope, camouflage net, and most likely he has the ventilation. So you're going to see here a fight between two heavy tanks. Actually, it's a heavy tank and a light tank, and you're going to see how important this damage per minute can be. So he helps the 110 deal with the, actually that's 112, the premium one, the premium Chinese. So he helped the guy deal with the light tank. Now he's going in, and he's trying to get, as you can see, he can only do damage to the rear of the 112. You're going to see, as you can see, when he's trying to shoot anywhere else, the lack of penetration of the gun can be really felt. But sooner or less, as you can see, he set me on fire once, he sets him on fire a second time, and now it's pretty certain that the guy hasn't got a fire extinguisher. Gets hit once by the comet, trying to run away, get hit twice. Ouch, that was bad. He got a bounce, that was a lucky bounce. And as you can see, when those two heavy tanks fought, he was there to be able to do the important damage. He did about 800-900 damage to that heavy tank pretty quickly, enabling the IS-2, actually the IS-6, to survive with a lot of health. And as you can see, the scores are 8-10, is not looking very good, so the health of this IS-6 will be very needed. The IS-6 puts one shot into the comet, and Mihag finishes him off, picking up his 4th kill. Scores are 9-10. Enemy T-34. The T-34 tried to shoot at him, but it missed, so that was pretty lucky. And we know there is also Love, but actually the Love just got spotted on the other side of the map. There is an AT-15, so I think he was about, well, he runs into a little bit of dirt there, concrete, gravel, whatever it is. And I think he's trying to intercept here the AT-15. He's going to intercept the AT-15, as you can see, there it is. And unfortunately for him, the AT-15 is very close to the building, and he wasn't really able to go around him and put shots into his back where he could have penetrated him. So he abandons the idea of the AT-15, and he's going into the enemy base, and he's trying to deal with the VK-281 now. Another enemy light tank that has a pretty dangerous gun to fight against other light tanks. As you're going to see this, and you're going to see that guy is shooting HE from the derp gun, and as you can see, he only hit the track and he didn't do much damage. He lets the guy in 58 health. He knows the guy is probably going to reload before him, so he's doing a little bit of side scrape here and manages to finish him off with a nice shot in the lower plate. There was his 5th kill. The IS-6 is still fighting the T-34 and looks like the IS-6 is going to lose. So he's not going there, he knows the T-34 will kill him pretty quickly. And he's going in for that AT-15 again. The AT-15 was spotting traveling the middle of the map, so most likely if he spots the AT-15 there, the AT-15 is doomed. There he is, he has no place where to put his back against. And now he's on APCR and he's able to penetrate the back of this tank. The AT-15 is pretty much doomed right now. There is absolutely no way he can escape of this very quick Russian tier 6 light tank. He's trying to get back to the wall, but Mihek is always behind him, always a step ahead, and he's making fun of this poor AT-15. The AT-15 has 233 health left. There is enemy T-34, but he won't be able to come in time to save his friend on the AT-15. The IS-3 finishes off the T-34, and Mihek manages to get his 6th kill of the game, picking up the Top Gun and finishing off that poor AT-15 that just got outplayed really hard. Also, his allied IS-3 had a very good game. Shout out to him, Dodger, and he managed to pick up 7 kills, but you know, there is place for only one Top Gun, so let's see who gets it. So Mihek managed to get 55,000 credits, 5,270 experience, Mastery Badge, Ace Tanker, Far for Effect, Duelist, Hand of God, Bruiser and Top Gun. The base experience for him was 1,757, which is very good. He managed to score 3,571 damage, 54 shots fired, 49 hit the target, 39 of those penetrated, and it has been a very good game by him. So thank you for the game, Mihek. As you could see, he was able to show what I was saying about the MT-25, the speed and the ability to dish out the damage. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you found this review informative, and I hope that I made a clear image of the MT-25. So if you're wanting to go to the T-54 and you don't know if you should go through the light tanks or the medium tanks, I would recommend you the light tanks. I went through the medium tanks and they are alright. I mean, they are good tanks, but I think the light tanks are more fun to play, especially how those tanks develop. Also, the next tank after the MT-25, the LTTB, again, it's a tank, it has that 107mm gun, so those tanks tend to be not really about passive scouting, but more about active scouting and doing some damage as a support tank. So thanks for watching, guys. You've been awesome and have an absolutely awesome day. I'll see you later.